the courtroom. This court is now in session. I will have to have all of you swear on this definitely Bible that you guys won't lie in this courtroom. That's an actual thing.
Bro, I
Yeah.
swear on Donovan's life, bro.
Bro, that's
I
not
will not
that's
lie.
not
Swear on the Bible.
equivalent. That's not
Crazy
equivalent, bro.
Jury stand.
Why is Tate so
Okay.
short? Okay,
Yeah,
okay.
for real,
shh,
Tate.
shh.
Okay.
Bro, instigating.
So this court case is about the accusement of Mr. Donovan of crimes against the server. I would like to ask can someone stop?
Jesus. The judge is having a meltdown.
Can Mr. Braden please tell us what we are here for today?
So today we are here because Donovan has been accused by Hector, who is not here, of crimes against the server, specifically of griefing the railroad bridge 3 times and stealing stuff from Tatum's shop and removing the entire library. Oh, and blowing up part of Hector's base.
On my house.
Find my beacon.
Oh,
Okay.
and Cash's beacon and Matthew's beacon.
Tane's beacon.
For griefing against the server in general.
Ethan.
Tayton, please go back to the jury stand.
No, one sec.
No, you have to
Hey.
listen to the judge.
This guy.
Hey,
This guy.
Yeah, that's right. Walk away. Alright, we all understand that there have been some numerous catastrophes around the server, and you are all looking for someone to blame. However, my client, Mystery 3502, was for sure not complicit in the destruction or theft of the server, who you all desire to hold someone accountable for. My client will not leave this room in handcuffs.
What is the question?
So, Fraser,
What's good?
is it true that on the day of January 27th, 2025, you joined this realm?
would you like to call someone up new, I guess?
Hold on,
question's-
Ethan, I called you up to the stand.
Okay?
The hell?
Shut up. So, Ethan, is it true that on January 27th,
I'm
2025, you joined this server?
January, I don't recall. That sounds about right, though.
Can you tell me who else joined the server on that day?
Me, Donovan, and Fraser, if I'm correct.
Did anyone else on the server happen to come on while you guys were playing?
I do not recall. That it is possible, though.
So,
Hey, my bad,
in that
bro.
case,
My game just crashed.
Oh, good.
My Wi-Fi went down.
It's all good.
did you, Donovan, and Fraser do anything of suspicion on that night?
What are you talking about?
I do
What
not
night?
think so.
You're
What
not up on the
qualifies
stand
as
right now.
suspicious?
Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I'm terribly sorry.
What did you 3 do on that night during your playtime?
Let's
May I
see.
please speak? Because I know the answer to this.
Actually, sure.
Okay, so on the night that I joined this server, basically, I went over to Ethan's old base and we met up, and what we decided to do is we decided to create a villager, a mending villager. We also managed to get an unbreaking villager, and that was basically it. That was the
Okay.
night.
Okay.
I do think
So-
Fraser joined a little bit after I did.
I did join after you guys, though.
Yeah.
Next question. Did you, Ethan, join the server at any point during the following 3 days?
Yes.
When?
So yesterday I logged on at like
So I'm
6.
asking, did you join the server at any point during the 3 days after you first initially joined?
Oh, yeah, probably.
All right. Do you know which days those were?
I do not recall.
So according to Rum Stories, the only other time you were on was the Sunday after you joined. Now,
Excuse me, Judge. May I have a question?
I guess go ahead.
Can we even say that Realm Stories is sufficient evidence? It doesn't detail in depth what we did on that, despite just exactly the time frame. This leaves so much stuff up for speculation, and we can't base an entire argument just off speculation.
Yes, but it is the evidence that we have on hand, so we are going to use all evidence that we have have to our disposal to come to a decision. And you are
Okay,
the
thank you, Judge.
jury, so yeah,
Thank you, Judge.
just keep that in mind. Okay,
So,
and Brandon, you can keep going.
all right. So then I ask you this: do you remember what day the initial griefing was discovered?
And what griefing might that be?
The initial one, the one of the bridge, the stolen library, and of the monument over the lake.
I do not recall if I played during that.
No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay,
Am I dismissed?
yeah, you're dismissed. Now may the defendant call up anyone to ask him questions.
Can I call up Dumbledore?
In
So
orderly.
for the most recent griefings that have happened, most recently
Yes.
yesterday, your house
Yep.
got burned down. Is that correct?
Yes.
And was Donovan present when his house got griefed?
I don't know if anyone else was on the server. I don't remember.
Yeah, but was Donovan present within that time
At
span?
my base? Not then.
If you look at Realm Stories, Donovan was he was not on for like more than 24 hours since that happened. So it is very unlikely that that was him. Almost impossible.
Unless my chunk ended up being unloaded for the entirety.
Alright, that is true, but that is very
Sorry,
unlikely that your
there's a
chunk
sign.
was not discovered for a whole 24 hours, or your house was not discovered for 24
Yeah, I got
hours.
no clue. It seemed like it was pretty recent.
My client was not online for almost 24 hours since that happened. Yeah, exactly. It was probably a different
Can you please just
culprit. Alright, that's basically all I
fine.
had to say.
Alright.
Okay. Now, Mr. Braden, would you like to call up anyone to the stand again? But
I would like to call up the defendant, Donovan.
Man,
Motherfucker, it's your court case?
not swimming in the court.
All right, Donovan,
Yes.
can you tell us at what point in time did you opt into Realm Stories?
I don't remember opting in. I was just already opted in when I checked.
All right, all right. On the night of the most recent griefing, which I believe was last night, is that correct?
No, it was like it was before that. It was
It
like
was last
Okay.
afternoon.
On the
Yeah.
night of
I
the most
think
recent griefing,
4 p.m.
Donovan, did you or did you not join the realm?
I got on
shortly
last
after?
night, but by that time the server was already like set back to normal, like before the griefing was taking place.
I see. I see. So, Donovan, preceding night, when we found out that Hector had his base destroyed, right? And he accused you in Oops. You remember that, right?
Wasn't that of stealing? I thought he accused me of stealing.
Yeah, he accused you of stealing.
Oh.
This is not of the stealing charges.
No.
Do not worry, I'm not trying to accuse you of the stealing. I'm pretty confident you did not do the stealing. Anyway,
Okay.
did you or did you not log back on briefly when me and Cash were playing?
I think I logged on for like a minute, maybe.
I see. What did you intend to do when you logged on?
At that time, I'm pretty sure that's when I heard that people were getting some of their stuff stolen. So then I had logged on to check to see if my stuff was gone.
I see. All right, Donovan. Next question. At some point during this past week, did you or did you not receive a message from Dimitri asking you about whether or not you had recently obtained things and loot?
He asked me if I had. He asked if I had played Minecraft recently and if I wanted any things. He asked me if I had anything, and I said I did.
How did you get said things?
I grinded for it with Ethan.
And how long did it take you to grind for these things?
I don't remember the time span of how long I grinded for them.
All right. No further questions, Your Honor.
Okay. Donovan, you can go back to your Now, the prosecute, you would like to call anyone up to the stand?
Let's see. I'm gonna call you up to the stand, Cash.
Me? Okay.
Yes. All right. Do you recall me mentioning, or do you recall all of the theft that happened on February 2nd, which was I think
February 2nd?
That would be
Yes.
Sunday,
Sunday.
I think.
So me personally, I had several stacks of wood stolen, and we've heard about several ender chests missing.
Yes.
That's correct? Okay. You see, my client was also stolen from. He states that one ender chest and 2 shulker boxes were missing from his base. That means he is most likely not responsible for the theft that was around the server because he was stolen from as well.
Okay. Ethan, would you like to ask me more questions?
I'd like to be dismissed.
Okay, you're dismissed. And yeah, you can go back. Brayden, would you like to? Well, whatever, you know.
Yes, I would like to call you up to the
Judge,
stand
there
as
is an
well, Cash.
emergency going on. I need to be
Okay.
excused.
Alright.
Okay. All right, Cash. Do you recall how many books were in the library?
I cannot recall the exact number. I remember there was about 4 or 5 2x1 bookshelf things on either side of the library.
So, Cash, did you or did you not institute a raid on, or at least an investigation on the supposed base of Ethan, Donovan, and Fraser on the morn of the second grief?
I did. Yes.
Do you recall what you found during that investigation?
I had found 3 shulker boxes full of building materials, and I think 2 double chests full of building materials, and an AFK Ethan with full netherite armor.
So, did you or did you not see bookshelves?
I do not recall there being shelves.
I see.
I personally don't actually remember at all.
No further questions.
Okay. Defendant.
I'd like to talk about someone who is not present here today, and that is Hector or Waddle DTV. I feel like Waddle DTV is partly to blame for this because according to the log, he's barely been on. Like he's only been on like a few times this week, like maybe 3 times. And I feel like it's his responsibility from turning the server turning into anarchy. So I think he's partly responsible for like keeping the peace in the server. I feel like if he can't keep the peace himself, then he should probably like make someone in charge of the server that isn't him. Yeah, so I just think he's partly at fault because he should be enforcing security on the server, but he's not really doing that very well.
Defendant, is that the rest of your statement?
Yeah.
Okay, Mr. Brandon, would you like to make a statement?
I would like
or
to address
follow
the
up?
jury. Peoples of the jury. I would like to start by saying that there has been an anonymous source who has stated that he has found a large amount of bookshelves that suddenly appeared at the base of that supposedly Donovan and Ethan. Now take that with a grain of
Hey,
salt.
objection,
as this is
objection.
hearsay.
Oh,
Objection.
Objection.
Me, Fraser, and Donovan all. This is a true story. Me, Fraser, and Donovan all went to loot some strongholds. Fraser, is that true?
I can vouch we did go to loot some strongholds. I even have the shulker full of books to prove
Do you have it right now?
Let me check if this is the one. This is it. This is it, Your Honor. This is the shulker filled with books from the stronghold.
does look like Stronghold books. Okay.
The
Oh,
only
my bad.
reason we had bookshelves there was because the library was recently destroyed, and we needed to construct a enchanting area for our base.
Okay. Okay, let's go on with the rest of Braden's statement.
I would also like to point out during, as far as we are aware, based off of the Realm Story timeline and of the Realm Stories accounts, as Fraser said, this is Realm Stories is not necessarily the most reliable, but is the most reliable thing that we have. The only 3 players who were on at the time of the initial griefing were Fraser, Ethan, and Donovan. Now,
Can I make an objection, please?
yes.
The jury? Okay,
Yes.
sure.
I would like to. How can we prove the exact time as to when these griefings occurred and these stealings occurred? It's a very big time frame that we're talking about. How can we clearly state that time? Because I can, on what days was the griefings? Please continue on, sir. What were the days of the griefings?
We do not know the days, but we do know that they were discovered last Monday.
Well, then how can we create a statement and an exact time frame referencing?
Objection, Fraser. I want you to pause for a second. What we do know is that the only 3 players at the time who had not opted into Realm Stories were you 3, and we also know that every other player who was on at the time happened to have had a lapse of no playing during the time frame. As of thus, it would imply that it is one of you 3 who committed the griefing.
What do you mean by no time? Wouldn't that imply that we wouldn't be as far enough and as advanced to commit these griefings?
Can you prove that you weren't?
Any proof?
I'm confused on
you
what you're
not
trying to say right
having-
now.
So you stated that we had no playing time at the time of when you predicted as to when
I
the
never said
briefings
you guys
occurred.
had more play. So what we
So-
do know is that you guys got achievements during the time of the night before the initial griefing was discovered.
Okay, look, I'm gonna use a piece of evidence for this. You could look at Hector's house, right? Hector's house, basically stated that, well, it didn't state, but when Hector went through the front door, his house exploded, right? Which kind
Yeah.
of implies that these griefers set up traps. So that could mean that these griefs went off at any random time throughout the night. This doesn't imply that it was a set time. This could have been set off any time. So how do we know the exact time? And I'm sure, what was it?
I'm
You
not
said there was
saying
a
I know
trap
the
chest.
exact time. I'm saying
So
that
then
the
how can
only
you pinpoint an area as to when? And also, the achievement that we received, what was that achievement?
it was enchanting.
Enchanting? And was there another one?
Ethan had a friend Jimmy, and Donovan upgraded to Netherite.
Okay, right. So, what can
Donovan,
I
please
apologize.
be
I
silent.
apologize.
what can you infer from those achievements, right? You can infer that we were on a very long mining trip, right? Because we basically just started. We basically just started mining, and we just started on the server, like you had previously stated. So we obviously wanted to upgrade all our stuff, right? And as
Yeah.
you can see, I do not. The only piece of netherite that I own is my pickaxe, right? You would think if someone was stealing stuff, they would at least want to be more rich than what I am, because I'm obviously not the richest person on this server. Neither is Donovan. I mean, Ethan. He's been on it much longer than what we have, okay?
Well, in that case, no further questions. I believe that the defendant is not the committer.
All right. Are we closing?
Now the jury must go to the back room and come to a final verdict. You guys will have to go to a different PC.
Oh, you're giving me the pack.
The verdict is that the jury will go on recess until there is a sufficient amount of jury members to come to a final verdict. So the courtroom is adjourned.
So he's not under custody or anything.
Hooray!
No. The jury is just on recess right now, which means just like they're not. That's the official term, Donovan. Okay.